Hey 6th graders, we are starting lesson 8.4, which is on page 253 of your textbook, and it is called Interpret and Evaluate Algebraic Expressions. Our I can statement is right here at the top. I can interpret and evaluate algebraic expressions using the order of operations. I'm going to underline this part about using the order of operations because we can't just go all willy-nilly and answering these things in any order we want. We have to use the order of operations. So for our example here, for step it out, it says you can evaluate an expression with a variable by substituting a known value for the variable. So number 1, evaluate each expression for the given value of the variable. The area of a rug can be represented by the expression 6w, or 6 times w, because when we're finding the area of a rectangle, we've got length times width. We multiply the length times the width. So that's where they're coming up with the 6w. Find the area when w equals 4 feet. So we are going to substitute 4 for the w, and then we go on ahead and multiply. 6 times 4 equals 24. So when w equals 4, 6w equals 24 square feet. Not too bad, right? All right, B. Evaluate 18y when y equals 2/3. We have to substitute 2/3 for the y. So we have 18 times 2/3, and then we have to go on ahead and multiply. So basically 18 is 18 over 1, so we multiply our numerators and we wind up with 18. No, oh my gosh, 18 times 2 is 36. Then we multiply our denominators. 1 times 3 is 3. And then we have to simplify. And 3 goes into 36 12 times. So when y equals 2/3, 18y equals 12. C is asking us to evaluate x minus 12 when x equals 18.6. So we start by substituting 18.6 for x. And then we subtract. So we would if you need to set this up vertically, you sure can do that. Just have to make sure you line up your decimals correctly. So we pull the decimals straight down into our difference. 6 minus 0 is 6. 8 minus 2 is 6. 1 minus 1 is 0. So when we subtract 18.6 minus 12, we wind up with 6.6. So when x equals 18.6, x minus 12 is 6.6. All right, now we're going to flip over to page 254. Okay. Sometimes expressions have more than one variable. The perimeter, which is the distance around, the perimeter of a rectangular swimming pool can be written as 2L plus 2W, where L is the length and W is the width. Find the perimeter when L equals 7.5 meters and W equals 4.5 meters. So the first thing we have to do is substitute 7.5 for L and 4.5 for W. So we wind up with, for 2L, we would have 2 times 7.5, and then for W, we would have 2 times 4.5. Then we have to multiply. And you can do the work off to the side if you need to. 14, 15, and then we have to move the decimal over one spot. So we wind up with 15, and then 4.5 times 2. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 gives us 9. There's only one decimal place, so we wind up with 15 plus 9. Then we have to add 15 plus 9, which gives us 24. So when L equals 7.5 and W equals 4.5, 2L plus 2W equals 24 meters. So that means the pool is 24 meters around. Okay. Number 3. Evaluate each expression for the given values of the variables. So, we do have two different variables here. Evaluate 4x cubed minus 3y when x equals 2 and y equals 10. Okay, and we will be substituting the 2 for x and the 10 for the y. So we'll put our 2 in the blank for x. We'll put our 10 in the blank for the y. Okay, now we can go on ahead and evaluate the exponent. We have 2 cubed, which means 2 times 2 times 2. We would multiply 2 times itself 2, 3 times. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And then the 10, we don't do anything with that yet. Now we go on ahead and multiply. 4 times 8 is 32. 3 times 10 is 30. And then we subtract. 32 minus 30 equals 2. So when x equals 2 and y equals 10, 4x cubed minus 3y equals 2. On to question B. Evaluate 6s plus d over 2 when... Okay, so we need to substitute 5/12 for s and 15 for d. So I'm going to fill in my blanks. 6 times 5/12 plus 15 over 2 for the, to fill in the blank for d. Sorry, got distracted. Okay, so now we have to multiply. 6 is a whole number, so it's basically 6 over 1. 6 times 5 is 30. 1 times 12 is 12. And then 15 over 2 still stays the same. We haven't done anything with that yet. Next up, it says we need to add. So I don't know about you guys, but when I add fractions, I like to stack them up vertically. So I'm going to do mine off to this side here. 30/12 plus 15 halves. Now, when we are adding and subtracting fractions, we have to find a common denominator. So 2 goes into 12, so I guess we'll stick with 12 for the common denominator up here. 2 goes into 12 6 times. 6 times 15 would be 90. Yes. So then we add those. 30 plus 90 is 100. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. No, I'm not. 112, and the denominator stays the same. 120 over 12. And then we have to divide. How many times does 12 go into 120? And it goes in there 10 times. So when s equals 5/12 and d equals 15, 6s plus d over 2 equals 10. On to page 255. Let me scooch that down a little bit. Alright, we're going to do C and then number 4, and I think we're going to stop there. Actually, I lied. If we get through C and 4 and we still have enough time left, I want to go to the bottom of the page and do a few of those check understandings. So, for C, it says, evaluate 4x squared y when x equals 3 and y equals 0.5. So we will start by substituting the 3 for the x and the 0.5 for the y. We don't really have any parentheses, so now we have to evaluate the exponent. So 3 squared is 3 times 3. It's not 3 times 2. 3 times 3 is 9. So we wind up with 4 times 9 times 0.5. And with PEMDAS, for the M and the D, for the multiplying and dividing, we start with the left and we move towards the right and just do them in order. So 4 times 9 is 36. 36 times 0.5 would be 18. So when x equals 3, y equals 0.5, 4x squared y equals 18. Okay. For number 4, the expression 1.8C plus 32 gives the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit for a given temperature, C, in degrees Celsius. Find the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit that is equivalent to 30 degrees Celsius. So we're going to substitute the 30 for C. So we have 1.8 times 30. Then we have to multiply. 30 times 1.8 times 30 is 54. Then we have to add 54 plus 32. 4 plus 2 is 6. 5 plus 3 is 8. So 30 degrees Celsius equals 86 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, we are going to skip down to the bottom of the page of the Check Understanding. For problems 3 through 6, evaluate the expression when x equals 4 and y equals 3. So for 3, we have 3x minus 4y. So we would have 3 times 4 minus 4 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Minus 4 times 3, which is also 12. 12 minus 12 equals 0. Next up, we have 2x squared. So we're going to substitute 4 in for that x. So 2 times 4 squared. Now we have to do our exponents. And 4 times 4 equals 16. So we have 2 times 16, which is 32. For number 5, we have 30 divided by y. So we have 30 over 3. How many times does 3 go into 30? Goes in there 10 times. And then for C, we have 3x divided by 4y. So if x equals 4, we have 3 times 4 divided by 4 times 3. Oh goodness, 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. Whoops. Oh my gosh. 12 divided by 12 equals 1. Alright, make sure you have your notes in your textbook as well as your vocabulary words from Canvas and such. Make sure you have everything ready to go, and I'll see y'all in class.